Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to our review of the brand new Bissell Pet Hair Eraser Dual Brush Upright Vacuum, model number 42943. Bissell has been consistently raising the bar over the last couple of years, first with their cordless line, then their robot vacuums, and now finally with their upright vacuums. We bought one for ourselves and put it through all of our tests over the last few weeks, and the big story is this. The Pet Eraser Dual Brush is the first Bissell in a long time to crack the top 5 on the Vacuum Wars Top 10 Upright Vacuum list. In this video, we'll talk about all of the pros and cons and how it reached that top 5 spot. Links are in the description, and let's get started. Starting off with the pros. The headline feature here is the DualBrush Floorhead, which incorporates a soft roller up front and a more traditional roller in the back. Shark was the first brand to bring this type of design into the mainstream. And then several other brands followed suit and introduced their own versions. Bissell has attempted something similar before, and we think they've finally gotten it right with this dual brush line. It makes the Pet Eraser Dual Brush much better at picking up debris on both hard floors and carpets, but especially on hard floors, where it can handle everything from fine dust to extra large debris. And if you've never vacuumed with one of these soft roller heads before, it really is a game changer. And in our tests, this played out exactly as we expected. It got a perfect score on the debris pickup test on both hard floors and carpets, a 4 out of 4 on each, which is well above the average of 2.7 on hard floors and 3.1 on carpets. It also got a perfect 100 on our carpet deep clean test, which is where we embed sand into medium pile carpet and weigh the bin before and after a set number of passes. The average for upright vacuums is around 97.5%, so 100 is solid, which is what you'd expect from a flagship upright. The Crevice pickup test was also above average, scoring a 3.5 versus the 3.2 average. The dual brush head manages to maintain a good seal while still allowing for large debris pickup, which is another advantage of a soft roller in the front. It also has an anti-tangle brush roll, which Bissell calls FurGuard, and it did well in our hair tangle tests with 7-inch human hair. Another big pro is the ergonomics and versatility of the design. Here again, Shark was clearly a major influence, and in our opinion, that's a good thing. It has an easy-to-remove wand with one click, which is perfect for grabbing extra large debris off the floor on the fly or for above-floor cleaning tasks. It also has what Bissell calls lift-off technology, where you can detach the canister from the floor head with another button press, so you can carry the canister around for above-floor cleaning jobs or for stairs. It also has a really responsive swivel that gives you a lot of control with simple wrist movements, and it's genuinely an easy vacuum to use. Another big pro is the filtration. It has a sealed HEPA system that Bissell says filters 99.97% of dust and dander allergens down to 0.3 microns, and it passed our fog test with no visible fog. We've said this a lot of times on this channel, but a sealed HEPA system is a feature we consider a must-have these days. It prevents the dust that you vacuum up from getting blown back into the air in your house, which is more common than you might think with cheaper vacuums. It also has a floor detect feature, which senses what type of floor you're vacuuming, hard floor or carpet, and adjusts automatically for better performance. In our opinion, this is a feature that's more useful on cordless vacuums, where power management is more critical, but it's still a nice touch. It also has a manual suction adjustment so that you can reduce the suction for thick or long pile carpets, which is something we always like to see. Another thing worth mentioning is the LED lights on the front, which Bissell calls Fur Finder headlights. A lot of vacuums have LED lights these days, but Bissell really went all in here. They're extremely bright, and there's a lot of them. It does help to expose dust, hair, and fine debris on the floor that you would have otherwise missed. In terms of power, its sealed suction was above average at 92 inches versus an average of about 80, which is one of the better sealed suction scores we've measured. Its airflow at the hose, airflow at the head, and unsealed suction scores were a little more muted, right around the average, but that didn't seem to affect the real-world performance in any of our pickup tests. The final pro that we'll mention is the price. It's actually cheaper than the average upright vacuum that we've tested, and significantly cheaper than the main flagship competitors. So Bissell has a strong claim to value here, as long as the specs and features hold up, which, as we've seen, they really do. Moving on to the cons. The Dustbin Capacity is about 1.3 liters, which is well below the average of around 2.6 liters, and is small for a flagship upright. It functions fine, but it will need to be emptied more often than most other vacuums in this class. It comes in at 16.3 pounds, which is about a pound above the average for upright vacuums. That said, it's actually lighter than its main flagship competitors. The Dyson Ball Animal 3 is a full pound heavier at 17.3 pounds, and the Shark Stratos is right there at 17.2. So it's heavier than average for upright vacuums in general, but lighter than average for flagships. Something that's not really a con but is worth mentioning, when you pull the wand out, the handle stays attached to the wand. We'd actually prefer if you could remove the wand from the handle, the way you can on some other vacuums, so that you can attach the tools directly to the hose for a little more flexibility. As it is, you have to attach the tools to the wand, which makes above-floor cleaning slightly more awkward than it needs to be. It was also a little louder than average at 84 decibels versus the 82 decibel average. Nothing major, but worth noting. It is a brand new product, so there aren't a lot of long-term reviews out there yet. The reviews that are there are mostly positive. A few people have mentioned edge cleaning being underwhelming, but we retested for that and found it to be pretty good. All in all, we have to say that we're extremely impressed. Bissell has finally hit the big leagues here, and they've been making upright vacuums forever. So, after adding up all the scores, the Pet Hair Eraser DualBrush 42943 is officially on the Vacuum Wars Top 10 at our website, vacuumwars.com, and you can click the link in the pinned comment to go directly there. Those numbers may change as more reviews come in, since reviews are a part of the algorithm that updates the rankings every week. But as of right now, this is the highest any Bissell upright has ever ranked on our list, and we're excited to see where Bissell takes it from here. Links are in the description, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you go. Thanks for watching.
Vacuum Wars independently tests new vacuums year-round, and the links in the description are updated regularly to reflect our latest top picks across multiple categories. You'll also find detailed rankings on the Vacuum Wars website, including our top 20 robot vacuums, top cordless vacuums, and more. Every review here is unsponsored, just honest results. Subscribe so you never miss one, and tap the next video to keep watching.